Okay, so kind of back to working memory. Working memory is, we see the consequence of that. We see the symptom of that when our kids come home and they are tapped out and they are just a mess, right? They can't plan themselves out of a paper bag because they are so empty in terms of what their brain can store and manage. Because think about it. If your working memory is already at a deficit, you've gone through 4 or 5 classes throughout the day, you've had to listen to the teacher lecture, you've had to take notes, you've had to maintain that information in working memory because you're going to have to do that work tonight. Times that by 5 classes. That's where your working memory is. And every class it gets lower and lower. So its capacity to manage information by the last period, it's done. It's one of the reasons why when you ask your child to go see your teacher for extra help, they can't. It's not that they won't. It's just they really just can't at that point. They got nothing left to give that teacher that they don't even know what questions to ask. They don't even know the material that was covered in class. It can be that bad. So supporting working memory is so vital. And everything I've talked about is the building blocks to give our children support. If they leave for the bus in the morning calm and in control, then you've given them a full tank to work with. Versus, my morning was a chaos. I was getting in arguments. There was a lot of, there was battle. We were fighting in the morning. All of that taxes working memory because you're just jacking up the stress. And the higher the stress, the harder it is for working memory to function. Right? So it does start in the morning. Doesn't mean that's where it ends, but it's a great starting point. Working memory is, so when your children have a project to do, and that project doesn't get broken down into their agenda, into manageable parts, sometimes seeing that project in its entirety is just too much. And they don't really know how to mentally break it down into manageable parts, right? Some kids naturally can quickly put that into a plan and it's done. They require structured support on how to do that. That's why the agenda is so critical. They need a place to put their plan down, especially for these long-term projects. When is my test? Oh, I have 2 tests on Friday. I would never have known unless I put it in my agenda.